9 scientific techniques that will help you learn faster and retain more information. So let's start this video. Technique 1. Big picture technique. We often just try to memorize every detail in our textbook. Then, we forget most of it. Learning can be made simple by using the big picture method. Similar to how the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle don't make sense until they are all put together into one large picture, so too does learning by pieces. If you are interested in learning about the British Empire that ruled in a way where the sun was always shining on at least one of its territories, then you might first take a look at world's map over time. You will notice how the British Empire changed over time. Consider the different counties, different communities that existed during the British era. It is important to understand how they did that, different tactics employed by them. What was their motivation? Think about what it would be like to rule so many countries at the same time. Other big ideas include where does the British Empire fit into the global empires of that time? It is easier to understand how their tactics were developed by looking at where they came originally from and the challenges they faced. The big picture will make it easy to see the details. One day, try reading your history book as a fairy tale. Keep the big picture in mind and the small details will fall into place. You will be able to learn for the rest of your life. This big picture technique can be used to learn everything from biology to geography, economics or quantum physics. Technique 2. Visual mnemonics. Research shows that pictures and images last longer in our minds than words and sounds. There are many memory-enhancing mnemonics. Many prefer drawing and sketching as it allows you to visualize information into images and pictures. A couple of points to keep in mind. 1. Make the image as vivid as possible. 2. All you need to focus is to remember the information by looking at the image. Technique 3. Humanify. To simplify, it is amazing that even though we have seen the movie many months ago, we still remember certain scenes, dialogues, and expressions. Why do we forget what chapter we read last night? We forget about what we don't like, but we can remember all the details. Let's make difficult concepts more humane by identifying them with real people, your family and friends, according to their unique characteristics. Let's understand by this example. Here's a list with minerals, nutrients the human body requires a lot of. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, nitrogen and superfluor. C, HO, NSPKMG. Ca. This is a story about Chans, a girl who picked, page K, mangoes mg from a car Ca. A girl named Chans takes mangoes to a car. Imagine this girl Chans. Try to think positively about her and visualize the colors of his clothes. Then, picture that he is getting some incredible nutrition by eating mangoes from his car. Consider the brand and color of the car. This visual information will help you recall the information like a movie. Technique 4. Go all out. This method is extremely flexible and allows you to learn the same concept in many different ways. According to a study from Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, changing how you practice something can make it easier for you to master in it. If you practice a modified version of a task that you are trying to master, you will learn more quickly than if it is repeated repeatedly. So let's understand how you can use this technique. Take notes and read the chapter in the textbook. After that, go through your handwritten notes. You can go online to research about it. You can view videos and listen to podcasts that are related to the subject. You can make a mental map of everything you have learned so that you can place it in perspective. You can take mock tests to test your knowledge. Teach the same concept to another person. According to a study at Washington University, St. Louis, if you think you will need to teach another person the material or task that you are trying to grasp, then you can learn faster and retain more. You will retain more information if you do your research and try different ways to learn the same information. Technique 5. It is easier to learn skills than individual parts. For example, don't try to master all the techniques of basketball at once if you want to learn it. You should set a smaller and more manageable goal to learn a few techniques, starting from dribble, two-point shoot and then master the three-pointer and so on. Over time, those tiny skills will build up to the full ability to play the game. This technique can be used for both fact-based and mechanical learning. Technique 6. Learning can be condensed by speed reading. It's simple. If you can read faster, then you can learn faster. You can train your brain to process words faster, so you become more comfortable reading whole sentences instead of imagining each word individually. This slows down learning. Technique 7. Learn in very small bursts. The Center for Academic Success at Louisiana State University recommends that you spend 30 to 50 minutes learning new material. Researchers say that 30 minutes is not enough for studies. However, 50 or more is too much for the brain to process at one time. Short, frequent sessions of learning are better than long, infrequent ones. After you are done, take 5 to 10 minutes break before starting another session. Technique 8. Mental spacing. Although it may sound counterintuitive, distributed learning or spacing can make it easier to learn. It is best to go back and review the information within 2 days of first reading it. One theory suggests that the brain pays less attention to short learning periods. The brain receives stronger signals if it is given more time to recall the information, such as a week or two later. Technique 9. Take a study nap. When it comes to learning, downtime is essential. According to research published in Psychological Science, getting enough sleep between study sessions can increase your recall by up to 6 months. Interweaving practice sessions with sleep is a double advantage. It reduces the time spent learning and ensures a better long-term retention rate than practice alone. 3 golden tips that can make your learning a lot easier. 1. Multitasking is not a good idea, especially if you need to store new information. 2. Optimism is key to success. So whenever you have something to learn, start with a positive mood. 3. Negative reinforcement and stressing can lead to a mental rut that makes self-conscious and anxious, which is harmful for learning. Guys, I hope you liked this video. Let us know by commenting down, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.